so I can read stuff.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Oh, there it is. Woo.
How y'all
Hey,
doing?
Tim. What's going on, buddy?
Let me pull my phone up now that I got that done. Who's here?
Tim Gropel.
Hey, Tim. Nice to see you, man.
Hey, Bethany. What are you doing?
Sweet. Hey, Bethany.
Okay, we're going to tell you right now, we got some super exciting stuff that's coming down the way. It's probably going to take the rest of the weekend to get everything built, but I'd really like to have it done by Monday. If not, it'll be by Wednesday because it's a bit of a process, but we're going to get it going. I'm going to turn my phone volume down so I don't hear myself hearing myself.
Yeah, we don't want to hear yourself.
See myself seeing myself. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear myself hearing myself. That's rough.
Yeah, we don't want to hear yourself.
Hey, Chris, and I was making everybody watch the YouTubes, you know?
Yeah.
And it was funny.
It was funny?
Yeah, it was hilarious because I'm sitting there like, really, Joe? We don't want to watch this stupid stuff. And then next thing you know,
go up in your bar, man?
Well, no, everybody was watching the TV all of a sudden. I was like, huh. Oh, yeah. You know, that's how friends are. They're going to talk trash no matter what. But then they were like, this is really interesting information and stuff. I'm like, I know. I told you.
Yep.
I just disappeared for no reason. You know?
Right.
You know, nope.
So, Joe, you know, I want to start our show out today by getting us on a positive note. And something fired me up, really fired me up just a few minutes before we went live. And I want to bring it up. You know,
Okay.
I really want to bring it up. A friend of mine on Facebook, his name is Rob Spiva, and he's out of the Atlanta area. And, you know, he's been a networker for years. And he posted a picture of his wife and her Beetle, her convertible Beetle. And, you know, somebody posted on his post, and he said, and I'm going to read it specifically, exactly word for word for what the guy said, because I think he's a scumbag for saying it. I'm not going to say who said it, but I am going to read it. So it says, you did school her that her bug is fake, right? Not like the real ones they used to make. Okay, so what I want to say about that, Joe, is first of all, it's a good thing I'm not there in person because I'd put my fist down his throat.
Yeah.
You know, for being mean to my friend, first of all, and his wife. Second of all, you know, that is such a negative thing to say. Like, why would you even say that? Right? Like, why can't you say,
It's
you
petty.
know, that
it's like petty jealousy.
That's a fantastic looking bug. You know, that's cool. I hope she has fun today with the top down.
You know, it kind of goes back to like people that are like, you know, and with, you know, in the bug community, you know, in the Volkswagen, we do a big Volkswagen thing here every year over the summer. And it's a big gathering. And it's cool, man. They do a parade, but there's new bugs, old bugs, really, really old bugs, you know, brand new ones. And it's not just bugs. It's bugs and buses and Passats and Golfs and rabbits and even some of the, you know, remember the little rabbit trucks?
Yes.
Yeah. There's some of those. I mean, people come from all over the country to this thing. It's a big.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
I'm a Volkswagen. I like my Volkswagens. Did you see?
I had like 2 buses in a bug. So I mean, yeah.
Did you see that they're bringing back the Volkswagen truck?
Yeah.
They're bringing back the Volkswagen truck. I think that's cool.
I think it's great. I mean, it's great because, you know, a lot of us, you know, I have a pickup truck and I got a big 5,000-pound super heavy Chevy pickup. You know what I mean? She's broken right now. Her name's Sally. She needs a little work on the motor. She's old, you know, but you know, most of the time I don't need that big old truck for the stuff I'm doing. I need the bed, you know, but I don't need that much, you know, so something with, you know, better gas mileage, more efficient, you know, less of a carbon footprint. Cause I mean, I'm burning that fuel like you wouldn't believe in that big old 350. I mean, she's going, blah, 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 blah. Well, she did.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Now she's kind of pup clap.
Kind of sad. I look at her every day, shed a tear. My girl Sally. I like her more than my
truck back.
Like, I want her back.
I want my truck back.
Hey, what's up, Josh? But yeah, That
Okay,
sucks.
so I just wanted to bring that up because, you know, we talk about a lot of things on our show.
That's
And we
not
try
being a
to,
good steward.
no, it's not. And we
Not at
try to
all.
talk about being positive and staying in a positive space.
Right.
And it just hit me wrong. Like I was talking to Joe, literally, we were on this channel. We just weren't live. And we were talking about what we were going to talk about today and just kind of running over a few things. And I just happened to glance over at my Facebook and I saw that. It was like instant hell flew into me. I was like, you know, I was like, ah!
It was. It's funny. He got mad.
And I was like, okay, there's that redneck coming out in me.
Yeah.
And I can't help it. And Joe said, no, bro, that's not really redneck coming out in you. That's just your humanity. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess it is.
I mean, it sucks, man. People ought to be happy for people. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things. It's like when you have those family, like when you get a new house. And so you invite the whole family over to Christmas. And they're like, oh, they're just doing that to show off. It's like,
right.
You know, in a way you are, but you're not showing off to say, well, I mean, some people may, but like me, I'm not showing off to say, look what I have and you don't. I'm saying, hey, look what I was able to achieve. You know what I mean? And you want people to be, hell yeah, you want people to be, oh, pardon me, but for your achievements. You know what I mean? Hey, man, good job. I'm glad you're making it. I'm glad things are doing well. Now, can I borrow some money? You know,
want to share.
You know what I mean? I just want everybody to know that I got money to loan, I guess.
You want to share, you know, it's human nature, really.
Well,
you know,
it's like having a pool in your backyard and not allowing anybody else to come use it. What's the point?
What's the point of having it if you can't share it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like buying your kids a trampoline and not letting them use it. Just letting them tell everybody how cool you are for buying your kids a trampoline.
Right.
No, you know, that's stupid, you know.
Well, which bridges us right over into the next thing that we wanted to talk about, which was
trampolines.
Yeah, exactly.
We're opening a trampoline company. You didn't know that. Sorry. We're calling it Bit Trampoline. Nixon's in the room. Like, really? We're opening a trampoline company? No, we're not really opening a trampoline company, honey. So that's the most excited she's been in ever.
Bitling.
Now I got to open a trampoline company. Why'd I go open my mouth?
Okay. So, you know, we wanted to talk about, we want to talk seriously about the stewardship and paying it forward. And that
it's
leads
Pay It Forward Day.
Into, yes, it was. Or was that yesterday?
I think, was it yesterday? No, I think it's this morning.
Okay. I don't know. My days.
It's Pay It Forward Day, I think.
My days blend together. So anyway, every day is going to be Pay It Forward Day for us. So we don't care. If it was yesterday, great. If it's today, great. We're going to do it anyway. So you have a secret that you want to share.
Yeah, dude. You want me to go ahead and tell them now?
Well, yeah, I do actually.
Okay. This right here, this is a little coin. And Rick Ricketts makes these and gave it to us. And it's the thing with the stickers on them. These are the poker chip ones. We were talking about this yesterday. Yeah. You know, were we talking about this live yesterday or just me and you?
I think we
were talking about on live because Don said they're working on getting the printer to make stickers.
There you go.
Okay,
yeah.
I got to remember all this stuff that, you know, happens. Well, and I was thinking, man, how cool would it be to make these? Man, that'd be cool. I could order some stickers and get some things. And Chris is like, well, yeah, you know, yeah, we can order stickers and make these and all that stuff. I'm making part of the story up a little bit because I'm just making it a story. But, you know, but Chris was like, yeah, it'd be fun to make them. Blah, blah, blah.
I actually was.
And I was like, you know what I really meant, Chris, was I actually want to make these. Like, no, I know. Wait, you want to like print your own? Or you want to like form your own, like in a mold or something? And I went, no, that's not what I mean at all. I want to create my own currency. And it's not that I want to, I'm going to. Chris and I are going to team up, pull our efforts, and we're creating a cryptocurrency. And it will be it's probably going to be under the Ethereum blockchain, just because that's really the most accessible one at this point. And it's going to be, you know, it's running on a Lightning platform, you know, so it's going to be quick, easy, fast. We're announcing that right now. I want to have that done and operational by Wednesday, really at the latest. Next Wednesday. So what we're doing.
Yeah.
At the latest.
Joe is very ambitious. Okay.
It's going to be done.
Joe's very ambitious. And what I'm going to say is this, okay? Joe what you guys don't know, okay, and I'm going to tell a little bit about Joe that he hasn't shared with you guys.
What?
But Joe is pretty passionate about Eureka Springs and about, you know, Arkansas in general, and the fact that how do I want to put this? Arkansas is not the most lucrative state. Okay.
No.
So I don't want to say it's a poverty level state, because that's taken a lot away from the tourism, and I'm not really thinking that's accurate. What I want to say is that you know, Joe wants to help Eureka Springs and Arizona. And Arkansas. Sorry, I almost said Arizona, but and the reason I was wanting to say Arizona was because I learned today that Arizona, like Arkansas, is taking cryptocurrency for their taxes. So there's another nugget. But that's a different story. That's not what.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I think it's on one of those things.
I think what we would actually really like to do, like when Joe came to me with this concept, I was like, okay, cool. Let's do, in my mind, I don't know if I said it out loud. If I did, Joe, I forgot.
Okay.
But I was, okay, let's do multiple coins, because like for, you know,
you didn't say that, but that was the plan anyways.
For instance, you know, Joe would really like to do a Eureka Springs coin.
Yeah, I really would. I think it'd be great for the community. I think it helps usher a lot of things in. And it's that, hey, really you think, well, the first step would be getting everybody to know what it is. Maybe that's not quite right. Maybe the first step is going, hey, here's this money. Now let's figure out how to work with it. I think that might be a more enticing product. You know what I mean? Is the way I see it. You know, people go, oh, wait, you can come in my store and use this? Yeah. We can use it. Yeah. How's it get value? Use it. How? You are in control. I think it's an actual way of showing people they're in the control. You know what I mean? Perfect. You know?
Own it.
I like it. Yeah, own it.
Give it value.
Well, who's the bank? You are. Well, how do we spend it? There'll be cards. Don't worry about that. Those are bridges you can cross, and people think, oh man, it's so hard to do everything in the world. It's not. It's really not. It's there's some paperwork involved and some things like that, but we kind of are in a time right now where the laws are so here, not here, who knows? It's a Wild West. You know what I mean? So let's go be our own bankers.
Absolutely.
They're telling us we can't. You know what I mean? And well, what happens when regulations come in and stops it? Then you change. You know what I mean? You adapt. You adapt and overcome.
Right. Yeah. You comply, you change, whatever's wrong.
It's that simple. You know, and it's a way to really take the power, take control. And it'll move through your life by doing one little thing. It'll move through your life. And you're like, well, I could do that. Whoever would have thought they could create a currency?
Right.
I mean, you have to be a king. You have to own a country, right?
Right.
I mean, you got to be the Federal Reserve, or you got to, you know what I mean? Have billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. You don't need that, guys. You don't. This is what blockchain is doing for us. And there's other things out there besides blockchain. When you start doing the research as you get into this more, you'll find there's more stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's not just blockchain, there's sub-blockchain, and there's this. You don't have to have these big, huge units of transfer energy, or not energy, but information. You can have smaller blocks, little bitty blocks. Little bitty blocks are a little bit faster. You know what I mean? You don't have to have, 6 nodes that all communicate. You can run 4. So it speeds up the process. It uses less energy. It does this. Is it still secure? Yeah, it's still really secure. But think about it like this. You don't keep your money in Fort Knox. You keep it in your regular bank, right? In your safety deposit box if you don't want them knowing what all you got in there, or you keep it wherever if you keep your money somewhere.
Hey, Joe, pause right there.
Okay. So you don't need Fort Knox.
Ho, wait a minute. I want to make a point. I want to throw a nugget out that a lot of people probably don't know.
Okay.
Did you know it is actually illegal? It is actually illegal for you to store and house money, physical money, cash, in your safe deposit box.
It is?
It is.
I didn't know that. I was just kidding.
Yes, sir. It sure is. And most banks won't tell you that.
I didn't know that.
It's in the fine print.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And
so it's illegal to do it. That works out even better. Thanks, Chris. Is that what you were shaking? Chris is shaking his head like I was getting ready to say something horrible. Like, you're getting ready to bring the world down, buddy. I was like, That's why we have to see each other, so he can kind of give me little nods and cues like, shut up, Joe. Shut up.
It's a
hey, Jerry, how you doing?
It is a very non-known fact. It really is.
Right.
And I know loads of people, dude. Loads that put their money in safe deposit box, but they're breaking the law. Now, the cute part about that, let's talk about the cute part of that, right? Like when you go to your safe deposit box, you're ushered in. For those that don't have one or have never used one, you're ushered in with a bank representative. You have your key. They have their key. They can't open your box without your key. You can't open your box without their key. However, once they put their key in and turn it, they're supposed to leave the room. Or they're supposed to wait for you to put your key in and pull your box out. And then they usher you to a private room where they close you in.
Right.
So they're not allowed to know what's in the box. So, at the end of the day, who's going to tell them? But this is the key to that. If you die, and I'm just being real here. If you die, my nose is itching, guys. I apologize. It's the allergies and pollen. You're just going to have to put up with me scratching my nose. I can't help it. So, I've been sitting here going, don't scratch your nose. Don't scratch your nose. And then
just scratch your nose. It's like telling me not to mess with, pull my hair back. It's not going to happen. Or fidget something.
Here's the deal. If you die and you have a safe deposit box and it's part of your estate, guess what? The bank has to open that with whoever goes there with the key.
Yeah.
And I have been told, just letting you know what I've been told. I'm transferring information here. I have been told that if there is money in that box, that the bank can actually take that money from whoever is opening the box. So just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up about that. So go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Well, that's because it's technically not legal. It's not a lawful. Yeah, it's technically illegal to be in there, huh? Wow, that's a rough one, buddy.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the nice thing about this is if you're your own bank, which that's what we all are. Everyone involved in this is your own. I don't care if you have 0.0000421 Bitcoin or Satoshi or Bitcoin or whatever. You're still your own bank. Right. You're kind of in charge of your own destiny. It's like when you park money in that wallet over there, and it's just sitting there and you forget your code and you can't get into it, you're in control of your own destiny on that one. Shouldn't have forgot your code. But now things are getting a lot easier with all the backups and stuff. I think all the people that built all this stuff have realized that we're all kind of ditzy sometimes. You know what I mean? We forget our codes. So there's more backup stuff to get in, and it's easier to get into these things. You're not completely locked out for life if you can remember where you went to high school or your mother's maiden name. Or if you write your 12 words down and don't lose them. Now, I heard somebody said, I think was it Matt Sheriff on a presentation or a call or something that said, laminate it?
Yeah, I think it was.
That sounds kind of crazy, but like I have a lamination machine, but I have it for the business, because we laminate menus, so we just have our own, but you can go to Kinko's and get something laminated, Kinko's or any kind of thing. And that's a good idea. Tape it under your desk. You know what I mean? Or something. Just anything. Make a couple of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Make up a story to remember.
I make 2 copies.
Yeah. I mean, just do something. You know what I mean? I give Gloria everything because she writes everything down now. So she's got all my information. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. Hope she doesn't steal my Bitcoin. Hey, Jeremy, what are you doing, buddy?
Aloha, Jeremy. I didn't realize you popped in.
Aloha.
Popping in, brother.
Oh, did Jeremy miss our announcement?
Yeah, he'll have to go back and watch the recording now. So
okay, he'll probably figure it out.
So, that's kind of, that was Joe's secret, that we wanted to talk about. But
yeah, we're creating our own cryptocurrency. That's it. Me and Chris.
When we talk about Joe being very passionate is a good word. He's very passionate about helping Eureka Springs. Okay. Yeah. I began to think about something that my son recently said, and he said, Dad, he said, when all this is over and everything is finished, he said, I want to be able to help other kids like me. And, a light bulb went off over my head, and I was like, okay, I want to create a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. I want to create a coin. Mm-hmm. I want to create a way to put his dream, his desire to work for him. So when Joe said something about creating these coins, I was like, ding, 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 ding. The universe is never wrong. The universe never makes mistakes. And so, Joe and I would not know each other had it not been for cryptocurrency.
That's true.
Yeah. Our paths would not have crossed. No. I was in Eureka Springs a few years ago. I didn't meet Joe.
That's crazy. Should have come by the bar. I was probably there. A few years ago, I was there all the time. I mean, probably 16, 17 hours a day I was there.
So my thought process is, we can use this to our advantage once we learn how to use it and learn how it works. Right. We can use this to our advantage, and we can tie these coins to nonprofits that will help these entities without harming them. And so I think that's a beautiful thing. And I applaud you, Joe. I'm not wearing my hat, but my hat's off to you, bro.
Thank you.
Let's talk about a few current events. Joe and I collectively decided that we were going to start adding 5 or 10 minutes of our show, dedicating that to current events in the industry. And so the first thing that we want to talk about is the very first, okay, blockchain loan. And it was a big one. When they did it right. $91 million.
That's a lot.
And so a lot of people may be wondering, well, why is that a current event? Well, first of all, it's the first loan that used the blockchain technology. That's correct. Huge. That's mind-blowing in and of itself. And that was with a bank it's a Spanish bank. The name of it's BBVA. And they did a $91 million loan on the blockchain. Now, the most mind-blowing part of that was when I read the article about it, the people were blown away at how quick it was done. Like, we're talking hours as opposed to days, weeks.
Yeah, months.
Okay? And Joe and I were talking about it before we hopped on for our show, and we were talking about how that's going to shape the industry. That's going to change the industry. That's going to drive this industry into success. If for no other reason, we have become a now world. We want everything now.
Yesterday.
Our phones. Hey, guys, our phones make this a now world. Okay? Yeah. This is a now world. So, time is money. And millennials and everybody born after that group, they believe that time is money. Okay? Right now, you have more people paying other people, okay, to cut their grass, to clean their house, to do their laundry. Why? Because something that we've known as networkers for years and years and years is, you got to know what you're worth. So you do the things that create you the most worth, and you let other people do those other menial tasks. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I just mean that, if you can do something, Joe, if you can do something that's gonna bring you in $300 an hour, why would you do the laundry?
I wouldn't.
Why would you do the laundry?
It doesn't make sense. I mean, it doesn't. Unless I get paid more than $300 an hour to do laundry. You know, and this is the thing. I wouldn't. I don't. I mean, honestly, I don't cut my grass. I can't tell you how long it's been since I've touched a lawnmower. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mowed the grass at my mom's house one time, about maybe a summer, 2 summer, maybe last summer once. You know what I mean? And it's because my brother was there and couldn't get the lawnmower started, and so I got it started and mowed the lawn. You know, but that's the first time I've done that since I was probably a teenager, or maybe in my early 20s. And it's just, you're not just, and that's not just a thing like we're saying, hey, we're too good to mow our lawns. Nothing like that. But you're also creating industry by letting someone else mow your lawn.
Right.
I mean, you really are. You know, you're helping the economy by doing that, because that's another small business that you're helping. You know, and once you'll notice, look, guys, we're all in small. Anybody in here that's on Cryptogenics, whether you know it or not, you're a small business person right now. You know what I mean? You're a small business person. You're basically a franchisee of this huge company. You know what I mean? That's just going to grow and grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So look at it like we've said this before. Look at it like you just bought a little Subway from Subway, or you know what I mean? Or no. Let's use Taco Bell, because that's an easier one. Taco Bell's owned by PepsiCo. Okay.
Yep.
Pepsi, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut. You know, what's the other one? Oh, KFC. You know, that's all owned by PepsiCo.
Yep.
You've got this huge company, and you're just a little franchise guy, you know, selling, you know, tacos. You know what I mean? At your Taco Bell. You know what I mean? That's us. You know, that's us. And we've got this huge marketing thing. Like, do you think every franchisee does their commercials? No, they have nothing to do with the commercials. They don't get a question in it. Like, they don't ask them, hey, do you want to sell the new Doritos Loco Taco? No. Nope. They ship them to them and say, you're selling these, and this is how much it's going to cost. Why? Because I gave you a chance to do business. That's why.
It's called a fourth ship, actually, for anyone who doesn't know anything about it. The fourth ship?
Yeah. You know, and there you go. And so that's where we're at. We're all, you know, small business companies. We're small businesses under this huge umbrella. You know what I mean? And that's it. And that umbrella is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But the only reason that umbrella is getting so big is because of all these small businesses. It's us. That's what everyone's not getting, I think. Like they're not understanding how important they are. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because, you know, and you're real important. You're the only reason Cryptogenics is successful. That's it. It's all the people. You know what I mean? And it truly is. You know, I'm not saying it wasn't a great idea, and I'm sure they probably could have sold the idea for 10, 20 million to somebody. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe, you know, but instead they decided to take this and build it and give everybody a chance to do something with it. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, no, I'm going to own all the Taco Bells. It's like, no, I'm going to give you a chance to own a Taco Bell. How's that? And I know it sounds funny, but hey, man, if I could buy a Taco Bell for $300, I'd buy it.
Right?
I'd buy a couple of them. Like I said, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll sell my children for Taco Bell for $300.
Well, no, it's really important for us to get people to understand that, you know, we're not trying to say that we're above things. That's not where we're going. What we're trying to say is that, you know, as you learn more and as you develop more, your time becomes worth more and more and more. And so as your time becomes worth more, you start doing those actions, you start doing those tasks that allow you to make that more and more and more money. It's a ladder, really, you know, but it's time is money. And that's what we wanted to get across today is time is money. And that's why that loan on the blockchain is so important. And I believe that that's just the first of many.
It is.
It's coming.
Well, and the way the blockchain's set up, it's, you know, people say blockchains and there's smart contracts and this and this and this. Each transaction is a smart contract. That's what they don't understand. Everyone tries to take this stuff and make it difficult. Like all that stuff you guys are going and watching on YouTube, or you're watching this documentary on, or you're watching this. A lot of it is all the same stuff. And they're explaining it in separate things. Like, no, this is this, and this is this, and this is this, and this is this. Man, it's a shell game, dude. It's all the same thing. That's what people aren't understanding, I don't think. You know what I mean? And there's a contract. There's a smart contract written every time your currency, your cryptocurrency, goes to another person. That's what the numbers are.
Every time it moves.
That's what the ledger is. You know what I mean? If you don't know what explaining a ledger, it's basically, it's a spreadsheet with numbers on it. It's an accounting term. Is what a ledger is. It's all the business practices that go in. You know, it's all the transactions. It's the ledger sheet. And if that's not a good explanation, look up the word ledger and it'll explain it to you real well. You know what I mean?
What most people don't realize is we've been on a single ledger system for years and years and years.
Right.
And so what is actually happening is this shift of multi-ledgers. And the reason that's important, in case you don't know or in case you don't really understand, the reason that's so important, ladies and gentlemen, is because when you have multi-ledgers being kept, those ledgers have to match.
Right.
So one person can't maneuver. They can't maneuver or commit fraud or erase history or change the facts, because to change the facts, you have to change the entire ledger system.
Right. And you have to change all those ledgers. Yeah. And you'd have to, like, to hack it, you'd have to beat it to where it's going. You'd have to do everything it's done and then beat it to where it's going.
Right.
It's not going to, no one's going to sit there and do that from a normal computer. Could a government do it? Something like that? Could the NSA do it if they wanted to? Probably. They can build it. Governments have the resources to do things like that, but nobody else does. You know what I mean? It's safe. You know what I mean? It's safe against everything else. And the fact is, no matter how much you like it, if a government really wants to shut something down, they'll shut it down.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now, that's where you're getting into this, and people are like, well, is it safe? Or can it, like, you know, yeah, it's really, really, really safe. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's so hard. It's so hard to do that it's unfeasible. It's not worth it, kind of. The effort's not worth it.
It's so hard to get people to understand that, you know, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, we'll just say Bitcoin because that's what most people know. Bitcoin. That's what they understand. You know, until they get educated, that's all they really know is Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So it's really, really important that people understand that, you know, Bitcoin came into being to stabilize our economies.
Right.
I mean, you know, and a lot of people, I'll go one step further, and I'm not a big conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I have my beliefs, and my beliefs are my beliefs, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But you know, we've been in the current form of finance for a while, longer than any other currency in history. And if you don't believe me, get your history books out, research it yourself.
Right.
But you know, the powers that be, they would like for it to stay the way it is, obviously, because for generations they've handed it down as a legacy to their families. But they also know that history it just repeats itself. They know that. And so they also know that it's important for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to be formed. They also know that it's important for it to evolve into mainstream. They would like to have thought of it first and controlled it from the beginning, but they didn't. And so therein lies the opportunity for people like you and I, Joe, and for the people that we know, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know,
it allows us to jump in, and it allows us to share what we know, and we have an opportunity through education to level the playing field some, and to kind of shift some of the power of money out of that that it's been in for a long, long time, and over into some of these other people's hands that quite possibly have better ideas, have better notions, have better intentions for a better world.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not trying to start a fight or a fuss here. I'm just trying to paint a picture that allows people to understand that, you know, there is a better way than the way we're going. And at this point, the government and the financial institutions, it's really, it snowballed. You know, for the lack of a better word, they can't stop it now. It's done.
Well,
so, we're going to be able to shift that power with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. That is my belief.
I believe that too completely. And I don't think we're going to shift it a little bit. I think we're going to shift it a lot. When you look at the families in banking, and that's just, there's families in banking. I mean, banks are so huge that they're major players. They've been major players for hundreds and hundreds of years. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. They control the money. Control the money, you control everything. And that's the way it's been. But now we're all out here creating this new money. Instead of giving our money to them, we're giving our money to ourselves, essentially. We're giving our money back. We're taking our money. Yeah. But
the Rothschilds.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring it up, but yeah. Yeah.
The Rothschilds, they created their own bank.
Yeah.
For their own family. Okay.
Right.
And they gave themselves their own money.
Yeah.
All right.
They did.
Now, what I want people to kind of to look at here is you can be the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the richest family on the planet. They're worth trillions.
You can take back your own power.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? And that's the thing you're talking about when you get into all that stuff. And we bring up Rothschilds, you're bringing up all the Illuminati and all that stuff too, kind of, sort of, because people see this stuff on YouTube and stuff, or they wouldn't know anything about it generally, unless you have an interest in banking. You know what I mean? And banking is kind of boring. To be honest with you, you're either interested in it or you're not. You're like, this is stupid. Can I have my money now? You're like, well, okay, but you want to know where your money comes from? Not really.
Not
Just really. To me. I'm like, I want to know, but I'm like that. But so let's just say this: these are the all-powerful people that rule the world and make us do everything we're doing. They're monitoring our airwaves and changing our thoughts as we speak. Okay, I don't believe that, but that's okay. But anyways, nobody's a kook, but I'm just saying, I'm just like, whatever. Anyways, my life's going pretty good, so I'm not gonna fight the system on this one either too much, because my life's pretty good. Just in case. No. You become them. You can become them. You are them right now. And that's what I was getting the point, trying to get across. Everybody doesn't know they are them. Right now, you are. You, Chris. Me, Joe. Everybody. Pam, Jeremy, Gloria, Bethany, Terry.
Matt, Gregory, Ron.
Tim, Josh. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're especially going to be there if you like to take part in our new coin.
So
it's true.
What
take
I want
part in this. We're not asking for anything like major. Buy a coin. I don't even know what they're going to be valued at this point. I don't want to produce a lot because we can always fork. You know what I mean? And so I want to see something just kind of get it rolling and just do it. And I almost want to use. It's going to be money. I mean, it's money. Like as soon as it's up there, it really is money. It's not a joke. Right. But I'm not sitting here trying to get rich on something, anything like that. I want to use it as a training platform also. So, hey, look, this is how it really works. Instead of being on a slide or something, let's do it. Real life practice. You can show me how to build a house all day long. Okay? I can watch it on YouTube all day long. You can talk to me about it all day long. Until I grab that hammer and nails, and as soon as I grab that hammer and nails, I realize I need an air compressor and a nail gun. Because I'm like that. But you know what I'm saying? So you've never built a house till you built a house.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. Which brings us into our next topic of conversation, which is, what we want everybody to do is, first, we want you to realize you are your own bank.
Right.
Okay. You are the new Rothschild. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. Okay. Second thing is we want you to understand that what drives this new economy, what it works on is something called the blockchain.
Right.
And if you really, really, really want to understand what's going on today in today's world, you have to research the blockchain, not Bitcoin, not cryptocurrency. Yeah, you got to know about the blockchain.
Right.
And then the third thing that we want you to do is, and this is not for us, it's for you. Okay, is we want you to envision a number, whatever that number is. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out a number, Joe. I'm just gonna say $500. Okay, so we want you to say, okay, here's my $500, and I'm gonna sit it right here. Okay, and I'm gonna put it in an exchange that's going to allow me to continue to move forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to exchange it. I'm going to put it into Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use that Bitcoin, and I'm going to day trade.
Right.
And I'm going to turn that 500 into 1,000.
There you go.
As soon as it hits 1,000, okay. So what did I just do? Essentially, I just wrote you a business plan, okay?
Right.
Because you're going into business, and
Mm-hmm.
you got to have a plan. You can't take it out apart if you don't have a plan.
Right.
So as soon as it hits $1,000, what I want you to do, what Joe wants you to do, is I want you to take that 500 back out.
Yeah.
And put it back in your pocket.
Yeah, go hide it under the mattress or something. Don't put it in a safety deposit box. That's illegal, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Put it in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
And then take that 500 profit and put it back into the exchange and do it again. And do it again. And do it again. And do it again.
And you're playing with the money.
And then you're not if you lose it all, if something catastrophic happens and you lose every penny, kind of like that 7.5 Bitcoin I got tied up in Bitcoin hell somewhere, jailed. Yeah.
See? Yeah.
You know what? At the end of the day, I can say that. Now, mind you, it bothers me. Okay.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It bothers me on a moral level. It bothers me on a moral level because I was lied to. I was tricked. I was deceived. And I don't operate like that. So it bothers me on that level.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say that and not break down into tears because, Bitcoin's pretty close. We'll just, for easy numbers sake, we'll say it's pretty close to 10,000. That's $75,000.
Yeah. Ugh. A lot of money.
Say that real fast. Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
What I want to say is that money, that 7.5 Bitcoin, it now is the house's money because I got mine back and more.
Right.
Okay. And more. And the reason I got it back, and I've got to finish with this, is the reason I got it back was Kathy King was my mentor. And the first thing she said to me was, Chris, I want you to get your ROI back immediately. And I did.
What's an ROI, Chris?
Return on investment.
What's that?
That's the part that I took out of my pocket and put in.
That's that first 500 we're talking about. Or if you're involved with Cryptogenics and you prefer and you choose to be a promoter, that's that first 300. 3 and it's free.
3 and it's free.
And whatever else you do with it, that's just profit. You know what I mean? It really is. I mean, we really wanted to stress this ROI thing today. That's why we kind of did that like that. It's return on investment. Get your money back, and then you're playing with the other money. It's not right. It's not yours anymore. Well, it's yours, but it's not something you had already.
Right.
It's something you earned. So,
and at the end of the day, Joe, it's still hard to swallow that I can't access that 7.5. Right.
Well, I'm sure it is. It's 75 grand, dude.
But, at the end of the day, I'm like, I could almost look at it and go, the trick's on you because I got mine plus.
Right. Yeah.
And you learn to look at it that way because if you look at it that way, you can take away from it and you learned from all of those experiences and you put it back together. And then you take, I took the Cryptogenics education and I had one person say to me, hey, and I want to point this out. I had one person say to me, Chris, I feel like the education system, they took all the classes. They said, I feel like the education system is worth every penny, but I feel like it was kind of simple. And I said, dude,
it's because it's simple.
Simple.
This is simple.
To be simple. It was supposed to take all the fluff and all of the word feel, if you will, that all these other people talk about and do, and take it out and just give you the bare bones so that you can understand it and comprehend it. And you know what? My 8-year-old can. And if my 8-year-old can, you can.
Exactly. And this is the thing. And there's just to talk about the training for a second. There's, the jargon is what confuses people. The terminologies, the different, hold, or what's a BTC? It's a Bitcoin. You know what I mean? But if you don't know that, you don't know that. You know what I mean?
Right.
What's like a USD, US dollar. It's actually USDT, but nobody puts the T on there because nobody knows what it means. You know what I mean? And it's not, I forget even what the word is, but some places use that, higher institutes or higher financial institutes, it's just a way of they're just letters, explaining what something is. But the training explains the jargon. It's all the stuff like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, what's a fork? A fork, that's the thing in the drawer next to the spoons and knives, No, I mean, that is a fork. But what
it's not a fork in cryptocurrency.
Like, what's an airdrop? Okay, guys, airdrops when something forks, and then you automatically get, like when Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash did a hard fork, you automatically airdropped, 2 to 1 Bitcoin?
Yeah.
2 Bitcoin Cash to, so, that's the thing where Steve lost all his money because he was smarter than everything. And he'll tell you that. We can make fun of him for that. You know what I mean? Because he's like, I wasn't smarter. I didn't know enough. That's part of the reason that's one of the main reasons this is all happening right now. You know what I mean? Because Steve lost a bunch of money and went, I thought I knew everything and I didn't. You know what I mean? Steve don't want to tell you he didn't know everything. Trust me, but he's like, man, I won't tell you because I don't want this to happen to you.
I don't you know what I mean? Through what I went through.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And unless you've been super forked, then you'll know what to do. Steve did a live. He's like, I got super forked. That's funny, fam. I've got more comments on, did he really just say that? Like, well, yeah, he did. I mean, there you go. But, once you use these things, let your mind roll with it. Don't be afraid to imagine, people. Don't be afraid to dream. Don't jump off the roof with an umbrella. You're not Mary Poppins, okay? But dream big, dream huge. Okay, on March 14th, I found out about cryptogenics. On March 13th, you think I thought that I'd ever have my own currency? I can't tell a lie on that. Actually, I am a dreamer. And I did think sometime in my life I would have my own currency. But that's just me. I mean, I also think I need to travel everywhere in helicopters.
You're also very creative.
Well, yeah, and I got to do something when I'm sitting in the bathtub. So I just dream. Like, yeah. And I thought I was going to have to, win the lottery or something. And buy me a little island and make my own money there.
In a way, Joe, this is better than the lottery.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
Because once you learn it and once you understand it, you can create anything that you desire to create. And so,
it's true.
In summarization of our call today, basically what we're trying to get everybody to understand is that each one of you watching now and later, it's time for you to embrace that kid again.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's your picture, Joe? Where's
you want the big one now?
So
where is he?
There he is. So this is what I want you guys to do. Okay. And I'm being very serious about this. I am more serious about this than probably anything I've ever been about on one of these lives. So it's pretty serious because I've been really serious on these lives. But what I really want you guys to do, each one of you, if you're watching this now, I want you to do it this weekend. If you're getting this in the recording later, I want you to take the time to make this happen. Hey, Dehan. I want you guys, and I didn't even tell Joe I was going to do this. So
now this news to me.
He's going to hear it for the first time too. Yeah. I want you guys, each one of you guys, right? I want you guys to stop the world. I want you to go to a quiet place where your mind can focus. Okay. If that's the beach or the woods or a babbling brook or your patio or wherever, I want you to go where you can connect with yourself, and only you know where that is. So go in where you can connect with yourself. And then I want you to go backwards in your mind to all of those memories that are way back here. And I want you to remember what it was like being a kid. Okay. And I want you to remember that when you were a kid, nobody could tell you you couldn't do anything. Every single thought you had was possible in your mind. And now you're beginning to take that traveling trip in adulthood. Mm-hmm. And I want you guys to realize everything is possible. See, we got conditioned. We went to school. I want you to go back to the memories before you went to school, because that's where it all starts. We go to school and they tell us in school that we've got to learn all this damn information, pardon my language, that most of it we never use in our lifetime. And now that I have an 8-year-old, I'm back in second grade again, and I'm going through it again. It's like, I don't need this, but I can't say that to him. Okay, I can't say that to him. He needs to learn that on his own, right? Mm-hmm. But I want you to go back to that child before you went to school and before you started being conditioned, because that's what we are. We're conditioned to say, no, I can't do or be what I want to be. I have to do and be what the world wants me to be. That's wrong. Okay. And I realize that I'm going way out on a limb here. Really? But I need you guys to understand we are perfectly created to be ourselves, unique. Each one of us is unique. Each one of us is us. Okay. We're just who we are. And if we will embrace who we really, really are, like to its fullest, we will be successful beyond measure. Like nobody can control that. And that's why when we get into school, they start conditioning us and telling us all this stuff that we have to do and be and what success looks like. Because until we go to school, what success looks like to us is anything we can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to connect with that kid that was before school, and I want you to start dreaming again. I want you to start creating again. I want you to start putting into action again the things that make you happy. That's what I want you to do. And then next week, I want you to come back to this live, 2:00 every day, or around 2:00. We'll say 2-ish.
Except Sunday.
Yeah, we're not perfect and we're not punctual usually. We'll say 2-ish, okay? And so I want you guys to come back next week, because Joe and I are going to be really focusing on why you need to have your own home-based business. And I think I just kind of gave you a clue about the first thing we're going to talk about. So you're going to have to come back Monday and then Tuesday and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to get the whole reason why you need to have a home-based business. How do you like how I pulled that out of my hat there, Joe?
That's pretty good, buddy. I like that one. That was a nice segue there. Yeah.
Hey, you know?
Hey, man, you're right, though. And, you know, the weird thing is, though, we didn't have that conversation before. And, like, we haven't had that conversation in those words. But that's the same conversation we're having all the time. You know what I mean? Because we're really rooted in what we believe. You know what I mean? And what we want out of everything, and what we want everyone else to get out of everything. You know, it's about having a better life, an easier life, a fun life. You know what I mean? My other project, it's going in Walmart, and it's a pool toy. Not a pool toy, but for the pool or for the lake or for the ocean. You know what I mean? Am I going to make a lot of money on that? I would think so. I mean, I don't have the numbers all worked out yet, but come on. It's going to sell in Walmart. It's going to make a couple. You know what I mean? Now, that has nothing to do with the whole coin idea either. That's not like I have a bunch of money right now to back the coin up. We're building the coin out of our pockets. You know what I mean? It's just we're doing it to do it, and we want everybody to jump on board with us. You know what I mean? And we're going to show everybody how this stuff builds. It all builds by buying it. That's what built the whole thing. It all builds by buying it. It's that simple. You know,
Bitcoin is worth what it's worth because we buy and sell it.
Because we buy and sell it. Yeah, we trade it back and forth. That's it.
That's it.
I mean, if all we traded was coconuts would be worth a lot of money too. You know? And I did see something earlier. I was doing some research on some stuff, and this is the first time I've ran across this term, but it was blockchain fiat. let me kind of tell everybody about that real quick. That's no different than the system we're on right now.
Nope.
I don't care if you use Bitcoin as your fiat. Bitcoin's just your dollar then, or whatever. That's just another dollar, but it's a dollar you don't even get to touch. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, that's not the goal here. And this was a beautiful website I was on, and I was like, oh, really? I mean, it's no different than like a Fed coin. If you do a Fed coin, that's going to be a fiat coin. It's just the central bank decided to quit making money because it costs too much, and they're going to digitize it. That's it. And money's already digitized, by the way, guys. It already is. We're not crossing that threshold of digitizing money. It already is. Like banks don't have all that money. They got a bunch of ones and zeros.
That's a good point. Why do you think when people go to rob a bank now, they
don't get anything?
Less money?
No, all they get's like what's in the drawers. They get $30,000 because that's your operating money for the day. That's like, my bar always has so much money in it. My register has so much money in it to operate. You know what I mean? And you have to figure out, that's another thing with small business. You got to figure out how much money you got to have at all times, to operate so I can make change. Now if it was all Bitcoin, I wouldn't have to do that. If I went all cryptocurrency, I don't have to make change for anything. You know what I mean? There's you to me. Or it's all me to you, you to me. It's not me to the register to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're taking all those things out. It's boom, 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 boom.
Making it easier, less transactions.
I use, especially with it being able to be on a card, it's something like 63% of my business is in credit cards. I mean, and that's big. That's a lot. You know what I mean? Yeah. The thing about it is I got to wait on those credit cards for like 3 days. And I pay about 30 cents per transaction on them. So I get a bill every Monday. I get a bill from the weekend, or from the previous, of what I've got to pay. Well, I don't even get a chance to pay them. They take it out before they pay me, and that's processing fees. So guys, there's processing fees and everything, but all these processing fees are a lot less. I mean, if I could pay a 1-2% processing fee, I'd be happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you're paying 3 to 6 with the credit card companies. You're like, well, it's only 3 to 6%. You're like, yeah, but what if that's 10 grand?
Right. Well, Joe, you hit on something really. We hit on something by accident that I want to kind of circle back around to real quick, and that is that people are just now hearing about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It's been around since 2009. Okay, but I realized that banks. I realized a long time ago, way before 2009. Okay. I realized that banks were no longer, like the Wild Wild West.
Right.
Like there was millions of dollars in a bank, right? Like, and I realized that completely by accident. Okay. I'm not that smart. All right. I'm not that smart. I realized it completely by accident. I deposited like $60-some thousand into a bank. I won't say the name, but I deposited it in there. And a couple days later, I was going to buy a new navigator, and I had worked out this deal, right? This is 2004. It's 2004. No, 2005. You took the
cash back out, didn't you?
2005.
They didn't have it. Like, we don't have that much cash.
Here I go back to the bank. The same bank that I put the check in.
Just a couple days earlier. Yeah.
Same bank. I go back to the bank because I've negotiated this really great deal because this navigator was like, I don't know, $58,000, and I'm offered them $45,000 cash, and they were like, yeah, they'll take it.
So you can get $45,000 in cash.
It had 3 miles on it.
Awesome.
And so, and it was black, and I called it Darth Vader. But never mind that. I go to the bank and I walk in and I'm on cloud 9, dude. Like it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I've negotiated the greatest deal ever. And I'm going to drive my new navigator home today, right?
Well, of course.
I walk in the bank. I tell the teller, I write a check off my account that I put the money in. Cash, $45,000. Actually, it was 46. I'm going to tell a story. I was taking $1,000 out for me because I was going to drive.
Exactly. Yeah.
The lady looks at me and she said, really? I said, yeah.
Yeah.
She said, ID, please. So I give her my ID, Debit card, please. I give her the debit card. She's like, hold on. She goes to get the manager of the bank. Now, mind you, there's like 15 people has lined up behind me because there's only 2 tellers in the bank because they ain't got no money. What do they need people for?
Exactly.
So she comes back and the manager says, Mr. Hanks, she said, I regret to inform you we can't cash this check. And I said, why not? What do you mean you can't cash my check? She said, well, we don't have $45,000, $46,000 to give you. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, seriously. She said, if you want to cash a check this large, you need to give us a day or two's notice so that we can have Loomis drop the money here for us to give to you. I'm like, you are really kidding me, right? She's like, no. I'm like, so how do I pay the damn dealership for my truck?
Write them a check.
She says, well, since you're a large account holder with us, she says, we can actually offer you a service. I said, what's the service? She said, we could give you a bank certified check at no cost on your account for the same amount of money. I said, is it like cash? Yeah. She said, well, that dealership will have to deposit it and we'll have to okay it. And then it'll take 3 days for them to get their money. I said, you have
got through a clearinghouse and everything, just like all.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Like, seriously? Dude.
Well, that's why, like, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the con.
2004.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, there's the whole con of like floating checks where you open separate accounts, you know, and like you'll write all this money on one checking account because checks go through clearinghouses and things. People don't even realize, no one ever tells anybody how anything works. You know what I mean? And your check just doesn't go to the bank and get cash. It goes through a clearinghouse and this and this. And that's what all your routing numbers are for. They all mean something. It's all that stuff. This is finance stuff. But everyone needs to know this. But like bad business people, they'll float checks. And what floating a check is, writing one check to another account that you have, and it takes 3, 4 days, 5 days to get it done. And there's no money in that account. But you're getting what you want here over to here. And you're laundering your own money, kind of, but not really. You're just cheating the system real bad, but it's highly illegal. Like you go to prison for doing it. You're hedging your bet. But I mean, like when you don't have the money in that account from this to that, then you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's gotten where it's more difficult to do nowadays, you know, with things. But used to, people did it. It just did it. I was watching some big documentary on it, you know, and it was like, well, that makes a lot of sense. You know, and the guy on the documentary said, he was like, I was doing this. I didn't know it was illegal until the feds showed up, you know? And he's like, I never missed one, but they figured out what I was doing. You know, he's like, I just thought it was smart.
Our centralized system.
You know, and they're like, I thought it was normal. I thought it was okay to do it because nobody ever got hurt. It's like, yeah, but technically it's, you know what I mean? You're like, well, because I'm like, I don't think it's a great idea, but I mean, no, don't do it. You're like, no, don't float checks.
Don't float the check. No floating the check.
Choose the school anyways, so don't worry about it.
Stick to the float, buddy. Don't float the check. Okay.
Yeah.
Stick to the float, buddy.
But I mean, if there's a way to figure out how to make a dime on something, I'm going to try to, as long as it's legal and somewhat moral and ethical.
So you know,
I still haven't figured out how I'm supposed to make money on this currency though, other than just making money by the valuation going up.
To close out this conversation.
Yeah. Love you guys.
to close out this
don't do what Joe says.
What's really funny is, you know, and this is just another great example of our centralized system.
Yeah.
I was in the real estate business for a long time, and I would deposit large amounts of cash. And what's funny is I would deposit large amounts of cash into, you know, I had multiple accounts. And so I would deposit this cash into this account that I would actually pay for like the materials and all of this stuff for the rehabs and the flips that I was doing so that I could keep a running ledger. There's nothing any better than the bank statement to keep your running ledger of it.
Yeah, it's great.
Amount of money.
That's true.
Well, you know, I kind of looked at it as an accounting system.
It is. Well, it really is.
At the end of the day, what really kind of got me was I would put this cash in, and guess what would happen? Like, I would go to, write a check or something, and they wouldn't take the check. And I'm like, why won't you take the check? The money's in the bank. And they're like, well, they're saying that, you don't have enough funds in this account for this. I'm like,
because it's on that hold.
I put the money in the bank. So me and the bank had to have a real long conversation. And then I had to, how I had to get around that? I had to apply for a bubble amount of credit on this account.
Yeah, like a platform loan?
Mm-hmm. That would let the checks clear, even though I just put the cash in the bank, because they're going to hold my cash and draw interest on it for a day before I get credit for it.
Yeah.
Really?
Years and years ago, I had a check, and it was a check in the amount of right around 30 grand. And this is a long time ago, and I put it in the bank, and I was like, well, I need 10 out. Couldn't get it. And I was like, what do you mean? And the check was written on the bank that I was at, even. But even the bank's own check
wasn't good.
It still had to go through clearinghouses and all that kind of crap.
Wasn't good.
I was like, well, can I get $1,000 so I can go have dinner tonight and buy some new shoes? It's one of those things I was going to go furniture shopping. You know what I mean? And I'd had a windfall payday kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I was like, woohoo! Here we go. They did me the favor of allowing me to have $1,000 of my money.
Of your own money.
Yeah, but it was on their bank. I mean, it wasn't even like, okay, it was it was Bank of America, but it was written on the actual branch. The account was written from, I was in that branch. And that's where my account was at also, in that branch. We were both members of the same bank branch even.
No.
And it's like, and I was like, what do you mean it has to clear? You got it clear. It's cleared. It doesn't matter. Well, I was like, you guys are, so it screwed up my whole furniture shopping situation. Because I'm one of those kind of people, I go shopping and figure out what I want before I go to buy it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, boom. And I'm talking, I was redoing the whole damn house. Pardon my language, but,
Hey, Joe, let me tell you.
We got to go, man. It's like 2:08. We've been on for a while. I got
to tell you a funny story, though. Because
okay, tell me.
This will kind of put the icing on the cake. So today, everybody knows that we're in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I'm going to share the speed. Okay, the speed. So today, I was looking at one of my mining accounts because I diversify. And I was like, Bitcoin's up. It's like 95, 96, whatever it was this morning when I was looking at. This was early this morning. It's down now. I think it's like 93 or 92 or something. But anyway, long story short, I was like, I got this money sitting over here in my mining account, and I haven't withdrawn it in a while, and the money's up. Let me move it to my wallet.
Right.
Dude, I put in a withdrawal request from my mining account.
Yeah.
And in less than 15 minutes, it was moved from my mining account into my wallet, was credited and verified.
Wow.
15 minutes.
There you go. See, there you go.
15 minutes. And people want to know why I'm happy about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Dude.
Yeah, it's boom, 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 boom. Well, and this is the thing, Chris. Banks only work for people that have money. If I'd have gone in there with my broke account and said, hey, can I get this special free check, bank certified checks? No, they're going to charge me for it because I'm not a valued customer because I don't have enough money in their bank for them to loan other people and make money on. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want you to pull your money out. I'm not saying that's, I'm just making a comparison here. You know what I mean? But we're all in control of our own thing. If that same transfer would have happened if it was if it was $100 in US dollars, or whatever, how many Satoshis that actually is. You know what I mean? It would have happened the same amount of time. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The anonymity to this that's in it, it's the anonymity of the person. It's not like they're not looking at you saying you're black, you're white, you're yellow, you're brown, you're purple, you're gay, you're straight, you're male, you're female, you're smart, you're stupid. You got good style. You got bad style. None of it.
You love animals. You hate animals.
You hate animals. It's no. You're that code.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's what makes you up.
Yep.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
It's open to everyone. I mean, you want equality? Go for this. It gives us all equality and power. You know what I mean? It really does. You know?
Yep.
I figured a way to get that in. I didn't know how it would.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, we got to get off here, man.
I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming.
Thanks, everybody.
We enjoy doing these things. This one got a little long-winded because we had a little bit of passion that we didn't realize was going to come out. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's a good thing. You guys get to see us in our real environment. We love you guys. We thank you for watching. We thank you for grabbing the recordings. We thank you for all the beautiful messages that you send us. And we look forward to next week. Remember, go find your inner child. Go find your inner child this weekend. And come back on Monday, 2:00-ish, and we'll talk about why you need to have your own home-based business.
Exactly.
Love you, Joe.
Bye, everybody. Love you guys.
Bye, everybody.